What's up, party people? It's KeysDAN with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live in a living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous? It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do I always send you? DJLittleRock.com. One more time, DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote, and maybe you can have me at your next event. You know I like to party with the people. The people need to be entertained. Are you not entertained? Let me entertain you. Speaking of entertainment, today on the program, I have Lydia Reddy. Oh, yeah, Lydia Reddy out there in the UK, England. So excited. She's a singer, singing pop. I don't know. Is it pop? It's kind of pop. It's different, though. It's different. She's got a song called Turn This Town Around. Find it on YouTube. And so excited to let you hear a little bit more about Lydia Reddy. Yeah, just starting off, 17 years old. Dig it. All right, let's see. This week's shows, I have one public show on Friday night. I have the usual Friday night gig, the video dance party, karaoke jam. I said karaoke. It's over at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas, from 8 p.m. until 12:30 in the AM. So excited, celebrating independence right here at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas. Yeah, Friday night. So stoked. Oh, so stoked. Always a good time. Full bar, kitchen's open, pool tables. They got a pool tournament on Friday nights. So if you want to try your hand at playing pool and possibly make some money while you're doing it, you come on out to the Rab in Conway, Arkansas. And then on Saturday, I have a family that I've been doing their 4th of July, their Independence Day celebration. Usually it's the Saturday, either just before or just after Independence Day, July 4th. So I get to be a part of their family celebration. But unless you're invited, you cannot come. But I'm so stoked that I've been playing for them. This has got to be year number 6 that they've been having me keep coming back over there. And I appreciate that. I've watched their kids grow up. I've watched their family develop, and just so excited. And they usually have a really big block party, and they have fireworks. Oh my gosh, the whole block, it seems like, gets all their fireworks together, and they really make a good party of the thing. And I get to play the music and provide, the ambiance, I guess. And they do karaoke and video dance party, and they sing and dance, and it's just a good day. It's nice to be part of families. It's good to do these kind of gigs. I do weddings all the time, but it's nice to do these kind of gigs where you just vibe with people on their family days. So Friday night, that's your public show, the Rab in Conway, Arkansas, and then on Saturday, hey, hopefully you're invited to the party and you can come sing and play with us over there. That's it for the intro. Let's get into it with Lydia Reddy. I got her on the Zoom. Hey, I think I got this Zoom thing figured out. So if you're listening to the audio version of this, check out the video version on my YouTube, youtube.com/user/KeysDAN. Zooming Lydia Reddy now. Gonna turn this town around. Why am I singing it to you? You're the singer here. Lydia Reddy's in the house. What is happening? KeysDAN at your service. Hello. Nice to see you. Nice to hear you. Oh my goodness. What's happening? Tell me a story.
I've just got home from Southport. I've been at a sleepover, got home at like 20 to 2. So it's been a late night. Been a fun day. And yeah, now I'm here.
All right.
It's great.
I can't forget, Lydia Reddy. You're a young lady. You're probably still in school. You said sleepover. That's something that I used to do when I was in school. Me and my best friends would go and we'd pick a house and we'd go sleep over and tell stories all night long. Tell me what happened on the sleepover. Did you have pillow fights? Did you eat ice cream? Did you tell too many stories about boys or girls or whatever? What were you doing last night at the sleepaway?
Well, we did in fact eat ice cream. We went to McDonald's for it. Then we had Happy Meals and we got cute little teddies. They're very nice. And then we came back and we did Just Dance for around an hour. And I kept thinking, how is my mate's called Hermione? I was thinking, why is she ahead of me by 2,000 points on every single dance? Then I watched the videos back. I'm not a dancer.
Not a dancer, but a singer. All right. And I know I have some kind of a deep voice. I have a pretty deep voice. But then when I listen to your music, the voice that's coming out of your face, it doesn't match. Why are you you have like such your music, your sound comes from way, way deep inside, and maybe even from another dimension that's inside you, and it comes out. Why is your voice so deep when you sing?
I never fully known, but I'm guessing it's something to do with Perry Edwards being the person that I always looked up to, because she's got quite a deep voice. She can hit really high notes, but she's the one that I always wanted to sound like. So whenever I'd go to singing lessons when I was younger, it'd be in my head, I want to have the same tone as Perry Edwards. And now I just kept working on all my low register. And now it's got to the point I find it really hard to sing high things. Okay.
What you're doing is you're working on your range. You're so far ahead of the game. 17 years old. And, some people don't even start until they're in their 30s. And, I imagined back when I was 17 and I even heard the word, the number 30. I went, ooh, that's old. 30 was old. I can imagine what I'm going to be at 30. But here you are at 17. I think Britney started at 16. So you're in there. You're on track to head out in that direction. And I know Britney's decisive, but I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Maybe I'm too old to be a Britney fan. Maybe I'm too old to be a Lydia Reddy fan. But I am. Do I care? No. Am I apologizing? No. I'm happy that I'm talking to you. All right. I know I've gotten way ahead of myself, talked about what's going on, what happened last night. And you got your little McDonald's, Mickey D's, and you got your little toy with your little Happy Meal. Okay. Every kid wants a Happy Meal. All right. Give the kid a Happy Meal. Make her happy. But give the people an idea of who is a Lydia Reddy.
So Lydia Reddy, music-wise, I write in a big variety of genres, but at the moment I'm focusing on releasing what I brand myself as releasing power pop. Not like it's kind of something that you'd hear on the radio, but just a bit more powerful, a bit more soulful. And you see that a lot more with some of my upcoming tracks. I've got a few things that are ready to be released. As a person, I'd usually be described as creative, very bubbly. I always call myself an extroverted introvert. I kind of find it hard to speak to new people in person. On calls like this, it's all right. But I'll never go up to someone. But then once I'm comfortable, I'm really loud and everyone's like, "You're crazy."
Well, I mean, this was already set up ahead of time. You already had preparation. Gary already told you the lowdown skinny. You're going to be talking to this guy that's across the pond in the United States of America. I'm from Miami, which probably doesn't mean much to you, but now I'm in Conway, Arkansas, which means even less to you. The places that you want to go. But I've heard that you have had airplay here in these United States. You're getting recognition all over the world on your hit song, Turn This Town Around. Are you going to turn this world around? Is it going to be Lydia Reddy World?
Let's hope so.
I remember years ago, one of my favorite icons, a pop icon, 1985. I know this is ancient history, back in the 1900s, way before you were born. This is a history lesson. But when MTV, and I don't even know if you know what MTV is. MTV used to play music videos. They used to actually have music on the channel, and a young 20-something Madonna Chacon, also known simply as Madonna, in 1985, if I remember right, she was asked, "What do you want to do with your career?" And she said, "I want to take over the world." And that's what she did. You put your mind to it. You have, all right, I'm looking at your superlatives. If you go to your Instagram, you have the ready, set, sing. I like that. Turning up the volume on life. I like that. Finding the melody in every moment. I like that. And I've seen other places where you have other little, mantras, okay? Words of advice, stuff that these have to be mantras. Are you waking up with this idea every day in the morning? Maybe look into a mirror. Do kids even look in the mirror anymore? No. Open up the camera app, the front-facing, the back-facing camera app, and look at yourself and say, what is the mantra that you wake up with every morning? What is it you say to yourself?
In the morning, I usually go, it's going to be a really good day. We're going to sing, and we're going to really annoy my brother with singing. And then we're going to post at least 5 stories on Instagram, make sure people are engaging, and then make sure I get everything ready for any gigs I've got coming up, and just try and do all the little small steps to make it big.
All right. Well, this is giving me ideas. You have ideas that you're already singing. You already got gigs. So you're gigging. You're not just in the studio, put recording things, not a SoundCloud musician. I know there's SoundCloud DJs. That used to be a thing. You have stuff on SoundCloud. Yeah, I think you have this song, the Turn This Town Around song, anywhere that songs can be heard. You've put it out there. That is this is your first offering, really? Is this the one that you're coming out with? This is kind of your initial offering to the people?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I mean, because I did see one other that was featuring Lydia Reddy on the YouTubes, and that was a different kind of song. What is Watch Out for the Romans?
Everyone keeps finding that, and I don't know how to get rid of it. So a few years ago, I was in this project called Be My Band in Clitheroe. So you got put into bands, and the guy who owns that, he's lovely, and he asks, would you be interested in singing on my educational album? This song is about Romans, it's for history, and it'll go around primary schools. And I thought, oh, that would be lovely. And I really enjoyed doing that, and I love the song. But now it's there on all my accounts, and I can't get rid of it because he was the one who uploaded it.
No, you don't get rid of it. That is the beginnings of you. This is primarily a learning podcast. Yes, I could be playing music. I could be playing your Lydia Reddy songs on this podcast, but I don't want to hear the songs. People can go and listen to those songs. I want to know the person that Lydia Reddy is. How did you come up with the idea that you could sing in front of people? You already said you're an introverted extrovert. I think I'm in tune with that because when I DJ at parties and I'm playing, for example, a Lydia Reddy song at one of my club gigs, and they're going, "Oh, who is that?" Do I want these people to all rush up on me and ask me the same question? "Ooh, who is that?" So I can say, "Oh, that's Lydia Reddy. Make sure you look her up online." Okay, I like crowds, but I don't like people. Can that make any kind of sense? You say that you're gigging. When you're gigging in front of hundreds of people, maybe even tens of people, maybe thousands of people, depending on where you're, what happens from here till then. But when you're gigging, do you want those people to rush the stage and ask you questions while you're singing songs? No, you're working.
Yeah, I find the bigger the audience, the less stressful it is for me, because I know that I probably won't need to talk one-on-one, and I can just kind of speak to the audience as a whole. I feel all awkward when I got to talk one-on-one to people, especially taking compliments. I'm just so bad at it. I'm like, thank you.
Well, yes, you have to take compliments. It's nice to hear, get accolades and get rewarded for the work that you've done. And this is work. This is what you've chosen to do. It might not be the only career that you attempt. You might have a day job, a college aspiration. You might be smart, which I suspect you are. I suspect that you have some brains in that head. You're not a one-trick pony. What do you want to be when you grow up? Besides singing, do you have any other aspirations? Do you want to go to university and learn a trade? Or is this what you're putting it all on?
So I've always had a few options. At the moment, I'm thinking about doing a joint degree in PR and journalism, seeing what I kind of prefer. I think it's good to get the joint degree because I'd love to go into journalism, but it's a bit more niche, hard to get into. So having the PR there, that's one of the highest jobs that you can get. There's a lot of people wanting PR. So it's good to have both, then I could go into both. And also with the journalism, I've already got a little blog on the side, a music blog on Instagram, so it'd help me with that. But then I've always said, if musical things don't work out or anything like that, I'd love to work at Lush, because I go there all the time. I was actually there yesterday, and I bought my mum a soap, and I haven't given it to her yet, so I need to do that.
Well, school this old man. What is Lush?
What is Lush? Oh, do they not have it in America?
I'm not even sure. I haven't been shopping in a while. Tell me, is it a store?
What do you have? You have Bath and Body Works, don't you?
I'm sure of it, yes.
Kind of like that. It sells soaps and bath bombs and all that kind of stuff, but it's all very ethical and good for animals and the environment, and smells amazing.
You know what's funny is just before this, I was watching the Minecraft movie, and the through line was everyone needs their own scent. So yeah. I think that would work out, that you are providing people that service, making people smell good, maybe making people feel good in an ethical way. I don't know what, and I also did hear a podcast last night that what is natural, what is ethical, what is cage free, what is, what is that to you? How do you, I'm guessing that it's that the products, the perfumes don't get animal tested. But how do they come up with the formula if they don't test it out on somebody? I mean, an animal. I am an animal of sorts, the human animal.
I've always wondered that myself. I'm guessing they probably just get people who are willing to do it for money or something. But at least they're agreeing to it, unlike animals.
Yeah, and now we circle back to university students because that's typically who does those animal testing, those first tests, the trials. Hey, try this drug. We're pretty sure it won't hurt you, or really bad. Try this, and we'll give you £1. How about that?
I could not do that.
Lydia Reddy, not the test subject. You're ready to sing, but you're not ready to test. Okay, no. And I know you have a nice play on your name. What do the kids do? I mean, kids can be cruel and kids can be great. And I know you have a good group of mates. Yes, you did go out and spend the night with some friends. What do they play on the last name of Lydia Reddy?
I think it's always just all the time, ever since I was tiny. I remember it was one of my first geography lessons in year 7, and my teacher said, "Lydia, are you ready?" And I didn't understand that he was joking at this point. And I went, "Yeah." I was like, "Why is he asking me if I'm ready? I just look the same as everyone else." Little year 7. I'm like, "I don't want attention." And then he goes, "Well, you're not meant to say yeah, you're meant to go, 'I was born ready.'" And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And every single time from then on, when he asked me something like that, I'd go, "I was born ready, sir."
Fantastic. You have leaned into it. Dig it. What's in the name? I know the immortal bard, Shakespeare, asked, "What's in the name?" Rose by any other name would be just as sweet. Ah, great, great. And I know I'm quoting the immortal bard. What do you know about Shakespeare? What do you know about acting? Okay, being in the music business, being in this career, it could take different avenues. You could get asked to be on television or in movies or in other projects. Who knows how far this music thing will take you. It's going to take you on stage. It already has. It's going to take you in the studio. It already has. Now, what if people ask you to be in their projects? Oh my goodness, the anxiety. Do you have the ability to combat the anxiety that you have of dealing with people?
Yeah, well, I feel with stage performance, more theatre, it's a lot more scary than singing. It just feels like more can go wrong, but I do really like it. I've done a lot of musical theatre. I used to be in a theatre school. The only reason I really ended up leaving musical theatre is because I'm such a bad dancer, and that's such a big part of it. But I love singing to it, and also I've got too deep of a voice, so I can't really sing any female part. I'd be going to auditions every time doing male parts, and it was just, there's no point being in musical theatre if you're a low singer. So it's really annoying, but I'll still go to a lot of theatre all the time. As for non-musicals, I think I could do acting. I have thought about it quite a bit, and I would like to get into it, but I think it's one of those things you need to have been into since a really young age, and by now people my age would have built up their portfolios and be able to say, I've done this, this, and this, and this, and that's why you should have me on this role, which I don't have, so it'd be a bit hard to start.
That's so funny. You made me remember my brother Kenneth. He grew. He was almost 6 foot tall in year 7, and his voice dropped. And when he was in choir, he was the only bass in choir, and they were singing a Chiquita Banana song. And I remember him having the only bass line, Chiquita Banana, Chiquita Banana. And everybody else is singing, I'm Chiquita Banana, and I'm here to say. And I could hear him distinctly, Chiquita Banana. So you got to find out where your path is. You found that you like to sing in this register. And it may not be the only register that you may transform yourself. You may be like, well, my favorite singer, Freddie Mercury, the late, great Freddie Mercury of Queen, who had all kinds of octaves, all kinds of range, where he could sing way up high, way down low. Voice would never crack. At least I've never heard him crack. Of course, I've only heard recordings that were curated and put out to the world. But my goodness, you could take, you have this low register that your signature is, but you're going to blow minds when you start exploring other octaves, other levels. When you start singing in falsetto, I could see it. I could see it, Lydia Reddy. I'm seeing it, and I'm ready to hear it. I know I'm playing on your name again, just like your instructor. But okay, you said you were in musical theater or in theater school. When did that happen? Who put you in theater school? Did you beg your mom and dad for lessons? Or okay, and I think I did see it 10 years ago on the YouTube. Anthony Reddy, I'm going to guess that might be your dad.
Yeah.
Okay. He put it out there, the Ice Bucket Challenge. That's a bit of nostalgia for some people out there. The Ice Bucket Challenge is still out there. Lydia Reddy, Ice Bucket Challenge, 10 years ago, a young 7-year-old doing the Ice Bucket Challenge. I don't know if the cause ever got any recognition or any money, but that was a thing to do. I know there's a video of me getting water on my head. Okay, but that's a kind of a performance, and you were wanting to do that 10 years ago. What made you want to do that?
I got nominated, so I had to. And when I saw how much of a wimp my brother was, I think you'll find that on there too. I was like, I can beat him. Let's go girl boss it. So after he was like screaming, running around, crying, and I just sat there, not only did I have the water thrown over my head, I then got a second bucket of water thrown over my own head. I was like, yeah, guys, you saw that, right?
I saw.
And, a few months ago, it's come back round, and I've just had to do the ice bucket challenge again this year. And I put that back to back with my old one. So all my friends have seen that now, but that was funny.
Brave.
I tried to completely recreate it. I did the whole thing, putting the bucket over my own head again, but my mum stopped recording before I did that bit. Devastated.
Brave from such a young age, Lydia Reddy, 7 years old. You took the challenge. You got one big bucket from your dad, one bucket from your brother, and then one bucket from yourself. And I'm guessing your mom was doing all the recording? Is that her job?
Yes. Yeah, she wasn't going to have the ice thrown over her head.
Well, that's telling me another thing about you, Miss Reddy, is that you're a family-oriented person. Is your family tight? Do you have get-togethers and gatherings? Do you go out picnicking, or what kind of things do you like to get into with the family?
I'd say me and my family are very, very close. We don't go out too much because on all the days that we would be going out, we usually have gigs. Usually my brother, but I'm getting quite a few myself now. But we tend to sit together every night and watch Taskmaster, and we'll sometimes go on little walks together. Me and my brother are both very, very musical, and the whole family, every conversation we have is about music. My mum and dad aren't musical at all. Like, they can't do music, but they love it. So we are very close.
Well, what did you learn from your mom and dad? What are they into?
So my dad is a maths consultant. He goes into primary schools teaching teachers how to teach maths in fun ways. He's been working on something called MAP, which is mental arithmetic practice, and it's with his business partner, and it's all it's pretty much a full lesson plans for years worth of content of songs, dances, games to try and make learning maths fun for primary school children. So I remember very vividly him coming into my primary school and singing and dancing in front of my whole class.
All right.
So that's probably where I get the energetic and like nature from, and being able to go up on stage. But I also get that from my mum. She can't sing, but she could act. I've never really seen her act, but she used to do a lot of acting. She's told me very proudly she once played a cornflake. So, yeah, my mum used to do a lot on stage. She wanted to do drama. I think she ended up doing something in journalism and media at uni in York. So I also get that from my mum. So I'm very similar to them in a lot of aspects.
No, I'm seeing that because being a teacher is performative, and being the kind of teacher that your dad is, it sounds like he's a performer as well. But I haven't learned the new math. I have a 19-year-old, and she had to learn the new ways of doing math somewhere in her lessons. And thankfully, I didn't have to deal with that. But I don't know how to do the new math. Do you know the difference between how 1 + 1 used to equal 2, and now it's totally different? I mean, I'm guessing you have some insight with your dad as a math teacher.
Well, I think primary school, it stays kind of the same throughout, but as you get to high school, maths was my worst subject with science. It's actually one of my dad's worst subjects, but because he does primary school maths, it doesn't matter because it's quite easy. So, yeah, I've always been a lot more English, history, creative, humanities subjects. I did manage to get a grade 6 in the end, which is equivalent. So I was like, oh, I actually did that. But it did not come naturally. I got tutored in maths, and I do not understand half of what they're on about.
No, I get it. I'm with you. And it's a struggle for me. I got through it. I went to college a bunch of times. Nothing really stuck, but I did take enough courses to get, the broadcasting and the paramedic. I was a firefighter for a while. That's the helmet and the firefighting gear behind me. I've done a lot of different schooling, electronics and radio and television, but nothing that I wanted to make do 4 and 5 years of university. I like to do those little quick hits. If I'm going to learn music, let me learn some music in a couple of months, and then get out and go do my thing. Now, you said you were in drama school. The only thing that kept you from staying there was the dancing. But what did you learn at theater school, or what was it that? How did you get into that, and who put you into that school?
So I think I probably watched one of my first musicals when my brother was in the school play, and I just really enjoyed it. And then I started thinking, oh, I want to watch some other musicals. So I found DVDs, and I really liked them. Then we once got to go to London, which was amazing, and see some productions on the West End. I saw School of Rock and Matilda on the West End, and I saw Phantom of the Opera closer to home, which Phantom of the Opera and Les Mis are my favourite musicals. More recently, I got to see Dear Evan Hansen, and like 2 years ago, I saw Heathers. So I've seen a good lot of musicals. Oh, and Hamilton. I saw that with school last year for really cheap. It was amazing.
Yes.
So it's less that someone told me to get into musicals or pushed me to do it. It's more, I saw a musical, went, I love this. Can I do it?
Yeah, I'm not afraid to admit I like musicals. My favorite is West Side Story, which is really just an updated version of Romeo and Juliet. But I don't know. Have you ever seen West Side Story?
Yeah, so there's this really posh, fancy private school, right? And they'd always let the little schools like us go and have a bit of time there, a little visit, and they'd put on their production, and it was West Side Story, and that was really good. And then I also saw it in the cinema when the film came out. But what happened was, it got to the end, I'm crying my eyes out. I'm like, no! Next to me, I think my mate's crying. I look at her. She's laughing her head off. God, how are you laughing right now? She's like, it's hilarious. She's crying. Oh,
okay, this is how best friends become and stay best friends, okay? My best friend, John Canada, and myself, we would go and watch horror movies, scary movies, slasher movies, Friday the 13th, Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, Halloween. And they're killed, and we're just giggling the whole way through, just laughing. Get him, Freddie. Get him, Jason. Get him, Mike. Get him. Yeah, this is how best friends are supposed to behave. Okay, you're crying your eyes out. She's laughing. Maybe not just at the movie, probably at you, crying your eyes out. And I think there's only one. You only need to have one friend that lasts your whole life. I have John Canada. He's been my friend since grade 10. And to this day, and I'm much, much older than grade 10. I graduated in 1986, okay? Once again, back in the 1900s, way before you were born. You don't know anything about 1900s. And what do you remember about the 1900s? Nothing. You weren't there, okay? All right.
2008.
2000. Oh, my. Wait, did you say 2008?
Yep.
Ouch. Let me put my teeth back in. No, it's great. You have your life ahead of you. You've got the world on a string. It's just and I'm so excited that you have this ahead of you. If I knew now what I knew at your age, I mean, I always knew. At 17, yes, I had an idea. I wanted to play music for the rest of my life. Yes, I had an idea. I wanted to talk into microphones the rest of my life. Did I want to interview people? Yes. I want to get to know people. I want to find out what makes people tick. Yes, I've wanted this my whole life. So I guess in that respect, I've had an idea of what I wanted to be. But Lydia Reddy, you have an idea of what you want to be. You're making that dream come true. And you're putting all those superlatives out there, all those mantras, all those things, inspirational quotes, thoughts of the day. It's just so exciting that you have this idea. Now tell me about the music, okay? You were always into creative writing. You were always into the English. That was your subjects, the journalism, the creative writing. You got that from your mom. And then also I know I said it just kind of offhandedly that you're going to be an actress. I believe that somebody is going to take your talent that you have on stage, your performing talent, and they're going to ask you to do other projects. At this point, while you're in your teens and even into your 20s, you're still made of rubber. Say yes to most things. As long as it's safe, say yes to most things. Now, I know you have your brother that's in the musical business as well. Are you collaborating? Are you going to be doing work together? Are you that close that you're going to be doing projects together?
We don't do our music together. He often plays guitar for me at gigs, but we wouldn't record things together. We've got very different styles and it probably just wouldn't work, but we are very supportive of each other's music.
Well, there was a time, back in the just before the turn of the millennium, back in the 1990s, when musical genres were just mashing together. There was a show called Glee, and it was about I don't know if you remember, or if you heard of it. It was about this choir group. But one of the most famous things they would do was mash up songs that you would never expect to be mashed up. They'd get a Britney Spears song mashed up with an Ozzy Osbourne song, and they'd put them together, and somehow it would flow. If you say your brother is a little bit different, you say that you're in the pop rock. No, what was the genre? What was you were exploring in your style?
Power pop at the moment.
Pop what?
Power pop.
Power pop. In the style. Okay, I've heard your song, but who else is power pop out there?
I usually say Dua Lipa, Marina, maybe the likes of Clean Bandit. Who else have we got? Probably a lot of the people who are getting big right now. A bit of Chapel Roan. Probably not quite Sabrina Carpenter with slightly different vibes, but yeah, that kind of act.
Yeah, Chapel Roan. She came up with a brand new version of the YMCA with their HOTTOGO. Oh my goodness! And the kids are just HOT. It's what the YMCA was back in the 70s, and I think she's replaced it. That's another exciting thing, having the different types of music that you can explore. Now, in contrast, you say your brother plays guitar. Where does he live musically?
So he's actually not released any of his new genre yet. So in the past, he's been doing kind of indie pop rock, quite gritty stuff. I'd say Tom Grennan is the most like him. But now he's going a lot more alternative, and he's been in the studio recording it. He's going to start releasing stuff next year in this new genre, which is who would you actually know? All these artists that he's basing it off are quite niche. Frightened Rabbit, Enter Shikari, bit of Sleep Token. It's kind of singer-songwriter stuff, but make it a little bit metal, but keep the melody.
Okay.
It's hard to explain.
I'm getting an idea. And a lot of times I think, am I too old to be a DJ? No. I'll do middle school dances. Just a few months ago, I did a preschool prom. They quoted, wow. They said it was preschool prom. So I'm playing to all these 5 and 6 year olds, making them happy, but at the same time, making their 20-something-year-olds parents happy as well. So I had to find that balance, and it worked out. So music is universal. Music is the key to the peace in this world, and the universe really is music. And your dad, would also probably tell you that music is mathematical. And I've known that since watching Close Encounters of the Third Kind, is that finding math and music, and you can correlate the two together, and it bridges gaps in people's thinking. You know, if you're having a conflict, put some Lydia Reddy music on, and you'll feel much better. I think it brings people together. If you go to a concert, do you know those hundreds of people in front of you? Are they conservative, or are they liberal? Or are they Muslim? Are they Jewish? Are they Catholic? Do you know? Do you care? No, they're all vibing. They're all having a good time with you. Are they gay? Are they straight? No, you don't care. They're having a good time with you. It takes a lot to get somebody off their couch, away from their big screen TV. But Lydia Reddy, you're going to give them a show. Whenever they come out to come see you, what kind of gigs are you doing? I mean, do you have more than the one song? Do you have covers to play? And I know your brother kind of helps you out with that. Do you have a band that plays along with you? Or do you sing kind of a karaoke version? You have a backing track?
So it's a quite big answer, this one. So for my normal pub gigs, they want covers, so I have got that set. Usually I'd have my brother play for me. But at the moment, I am getting together backing tracks when he's at uni, so I can continue to do it by myself. So I'm going busking with them a bit to get used to it. And then I'm going to try and get some gigs by myself and actually not have him there, so that I can't be tempted to go, Jacob, can you play guitar for me? Because I need to get comfortable using backing tracks. But the songs that I have recorded in the studio so far, I've recorded 4 now, and I've got backing tracks for all of them if I need to do them, or I can play them on guitar or piano. But I can also do a full set of originals. I played After All Festival this year in Manchester. It's Manchester's biggest grassroots music festival, and that was my first time playing a whole set of originals, and it was actually quite busy. I think there was around like 60 to 80 people in there, and everyone seemed to enjoy it. And I've got so many songs. I actually counted it, and I've got over 100 songs at the moment, all in a lot of different genres. So yeah, got all sorts going on.
Oh my gosh, 100 songs is quite a bit of music. All you need really is about 15 songs per hour. So if you have a 4-hour gig, you take 60 of those songs, you're going to make people happy. So you have them on all different genres. It's nice to have that in your pocket. You have your 4 originals that you could slip in anytime, and you could let people know, hey, now that you've heard a couple of these cover songs, can I play one of my own? They're going to say yes, as long as the melody comes out of your mouth. And I don't know, when you went to school, did you learn the theory of music? Did they go into that? Was there chord progression? How did you learn how to write the songs? You said you know how to play guitar and piano? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how did you learn how to write the songs and have the right chord progression to make people's ears feel good?
So originally I didn't play anything, and I just kind of come up with stuff and sing it into my phone, but it sounded really bad because it had nothing behind it. So I started playing guitar in year 7. Then COVID happened. I had some online lessons. I just hated guitar lessons. I ended up just carrying on by myself. Same with piano. I had, I think, a half term's worth of piano lessons through school. Didn't like them. Taught myself the rest of it. I don't know. I just don't like lessons, I guess. So I'm mostly self-taught, but I have had a bit of help along the way with that. And now I can play to my own songs, which is great. And I did choose GCSE music. It was a bit theory-based and classical, which we didn't like, but it was the only music course you could do, and I wasn't not doing music. So we did learn a lot of theory. Like one of the pieces we had to study was Badenary by Bach. It was from the Baroque era. Learn about the different parts of that, and we had to learn about different features of classical, romantic, and Baroque music. And then we had the modern piece, and the most modern they could do for this exam board was Africa by Toto. That's modern.
Oh, that is modern. That is classic rock now. It's yacht rock is what it's been classified as. I can't believe you. Okay, that's fine. It's a great song with that chord progression, like I'm talking about. It's got that melody that's going to make you feel good in your ears. And the reason that you're listening to all the classics, my personal favorite's Beethoven, but you're listening to the classics. These people have been playing this music for 400 and 500 years. I guess Beethoven was the 1820s, I guess, was when he was really in his groove. So, since the 1800s, they've been playing this music and it still holds up today. So obviously that's great stuff to listen to. And you taught yourself piano. I'm a learn by doing kind of guy. Yeah, I went to school. I got the basics on how to use this recording equipment that I have here behind me. But to really get it down right is to do it. Trial and error. You find a YouTube video. And do people in certain careers don't even have to go to university anymore? You could learn it all on YouTube and Google, and find everything online. So, I mean, did you learn with tabs on your guitar? What is he? Did you learn the chords actually, or did you learn through tabs, or what?
So for guitar, that was most of the basics I learned with my guitar teacher. We started doing little finger picking to strengthen my fingers. Then we did the easier chords. My first song I played was Songbird. And then we kind of built it up bit by bit. Actually, to this day, and it's really bad because I've been playing guitar since year 7 now, and I still can't do it. I can't do bar chords. I try so hard. Every single day I practice bar chords and I can't get my fingers to do it. And I said to my brother, how do you do it? He says, well, you just got to practice. I've been practicing for years now. It's not happening. So I play this alternative F. If I ever need a B minor, play piano instead. Piano, everyone who plays piano gets really annoyed at me because I'm meant to play with 1-3-5, but I can't do that. As my mate Hermione will tell me yesterday after the sleepover, because we were playing piano and she's showing me and she's like, no, why do your fingers keep going up there? That's wrong. So because I couldn't play like that, I decided to use different fingers. I use these 3 fingers to play piano. The middle 3.
You got to find.
It really annoys anyone, but it's so much easier.
You have to find your way. I annoy people to no end when they're watching me type. I type primarily with these 2 fingers. I know where all the letters are with these 2 fingers and maybe a thumb for the space bar. I know where they are. I'm not hunting and pecking. I know where the letters are, but I can type a lot faster. I never learned how to type with all these fingers, but you have to learn your way, and you found your way. Lydia Reddy, that's fantastic. All right. Okay, you said your parents weren't musical. Your brother, is he older or younger?
He's older. He's 20. Okay.
Did he? Was he the gateway drug? Was he telling you? You were following kind of you didn't have to follow his path directly, but did you see him doing music and you went that route, or was this all on your own?
I think it was definitely seeing my brother do music. I thought it was really cool. Seeing him get up on stage, I wanted to do it myself. So I joined the same music school he was in. We've both left that a long time ago now, but that's where it started for me, definitely seeing him perform.
So you went to go see your brother at a show. What kind of, you said he's like a rocker?
Yeah. At that point, what was he playing? What's he called? David Bowie. How did I forget his name?
Oh, my favorite. My second favorite. Queen is always going to be my favorite, but Bowie's my number 2, and I love him. Yeah, definitely.
So my brother, he had the lightning thing like painted onto his face paint, and he was just playing guitar at this point. He didn't really do much singing, but I can't remember which year it was. We were there for a few years, but he did one year play his own song called Light Tonight, which he wrote with his guitar shooter. And it's quite funny because now he's got on his physical EP, so you can only get it if you buy it. He actually recorded that properly to put on the end as a bonus track.
Oh, that's beautiful. It's nice to have those little tidbits. Okay, I used to have thousands and thousands of records. Pretty much the only record I have is this Billy Crayon record that Billy Crayon sent me after we did our interview. And I think I have a Jimi Hendrix album. I lost all my records, but I do miss having the 12-inch record. You open it, you have liner notes. There's a whole story about Lydia Reddy there. Oh, look, this is what she was doing when she wrote this song, Turn This Town Around. She was thinking about this, or it has liner notes where it'll have all the lyrics in there. It tells little stories, little pictures of you doing different things. I do miss all that space, the 12-inch space where people could tell a story on their record. I mean, you may or may not ever have a physical representation, maybe even a single of Turn This Town Around. Have you put it on CD or on a tape? No, nobody even has a tape player anymore.
I think once I've got the songs for the EP, I'll get that on a CD, but not the single by itself.
I mean, shoot, there was times that I would go buy singles. If I had a club gig or I had a special gig and they asked me for one song that was on a record that I only really needed that one song, yeah, I would go buy that one song. And this is back, before digital downloads and such. You had to go buy that one physical copy. So, you have to have the tools. For you would, if somebody wanted you to learn a certain song, how long would it take for you to learn maybe a Chapel Roan song? What's in your repertoire? What's your go-to song that you like to sing?
My go-to is Proud Mary, definitely.
And how long did it take for you to learn how to sing that song and maybe accompany yourself either on guitar or piano?
I actually don't accompany myself on that one. I've never played it, so it might take a bit longer. But I did learn how to sing it. It was I had a gig at a local pub, and my friend and her mum were coming along, and she messaged me saying, "It's my mum's birthday. Can you play Proud Mary? She loves it." And this was a few hours before the gig, so I just had a few hours to learn it. Told Jacob the song. He picked up his guitar, plays it, go and play it at the gig.
Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask, was it the Creedence Clearwater Revival or the Ike and Tina Turner version?
Tina Turner.
Tina Turner. Now, did you do both parts where it's quiet in the beginning and then energetic at the end? Did you do? You did the first. What's that?
No, we don't do the speaking, but we do start it slow, and then what we do is we kind of stop it. Jacob's got a drum pedal. He hits that a few times. I kind of do this with the audience. Hey, we ready? And then get into it.
Now, you have to work on that one. You have to start the song nice and easy. But we never, ever, ever do anything nice and easy. We do it nice and rough. And that's how we do Proud Mary. Oh, you have to. And then, hey, if you get your brother or somebody to just do the big wheel, do the deep part. Actually, you could do the deep part. I forgot. You'd be the deep part. Who's gonna be the high part?
It's funny because we got put into bands at college, and for this event that was coming up. So I do the music performance course, and I got put into a band with one other person from my course and two people from the A-level music course, and we had 2 practices to get together a set of 6 or 7 songs to perform at this thing. We had literally a few days, and one of the songs we chose was that. And the guitarist, he's actually a really good singer as well, and I've never heard him sing before, but I was not expecting it. Caris, our teacher, she gets a microphone right as we're starting. She puts it in front of him and she goes, "You better sing these backing vocals." And he's like, "Right, okay. We've not practiced it like that. I'm just singing along like I always do." And then I just hear him go, "Rolling." I'm like, trying my best not to laugh my head off. And then he does it again. And at this point, the rest of the band are all laughing so hard, and I got to keep singing, trying not to laugh. And that's so funny.
See, and that just gives you the power, the energy to keep going. When things like that happen, these are stories that you're going to keep. These are adventures, and this gives you a reason to keep doing the next one, because who knows what adventure is going to be on the next time you go around. I do enjoy going to these gigs. Okay, maybe I'm a little leery of people coming up and asking me questions while I'm trying to keep the music going and keep the party going and keep the dance floor filled and make sure that these people are happy. And then people are trying to whisper in my ear, "Hey, do you know this song that goes like this?" And I'm like, "Okay, hold on a second. Let me put this next song. Let me mix this in, and then you can ask me a question." I'm not going to tell them to go away, but sometimes they'll ask me at the most inopportune times. But there will be a back and forth, especially if you have intimate shows where you have less than 100 people at the show. It's going to be real intimate. They're going to want to ask you questions. And it would behoove you to have a merchandise table, maybe with some hats or some T-shirts or buttons or maybe even a CD of a Lydia Reddy, your singles or your 4 songs that you've put down on in the studio, but they're going to want to ask you questions and maybe put your little signature on things. Has that happened to you already?
No, it hasn't. But I have been thinking about when I'm going to do my first headline show of my own songs. I've got this whole idea planned out where I'm going to get merch as well for that. It's going to be on my 18th birthday, so April 17th next year. And it's going to be like the 18th birthday party. Everyone come to my gig, and then we'll go around Manchester afterwards. And I think I'm going to have some merch there, but I've decided I'm going to have 2 types of shirt. One that's just your standard black and white logo, and then the other one is going to be the most girly thing you can possibly think of, like pink central. Then I'm going to have wristbands as a cheaper option. I'm going to have my EP there, and then there's going to be a few very limited edition mascots. I've got this little mascot, and you'll see it on my single cover, and it's going to be on pretty much everything I do. And it's called Punk, and it's got a bit of an origin story.
Tell me, what is it? Origin story? Pong.
I am obsessed with the color pink, and I've always been called Little Pink or Pinky or something to do with pink. And my grandma was messaging me. She was trying to say, "Good night, Pink." She says, "Good night, Punk." And ever since then, my family calls me Punk. My brother and everyone. It's like I don't have an actual name. It's just, "Hi, Punk." So when I was thinking of what should I call this mascot, I called it Punk.
All right, I like that. Granny's faux pas becomes legend. Becomes part of the story, and I like that. Punk. And who knows how people get, people have tried to give themselves nicknames over the years. You don't give yourself a nickname. Somebody else gives you a nickname. That is how you become endeared to them. So her mishap of saying Punk, everyone latched onto that. All right, Punk. Punk Reddy. All right. That might be the new band name. Punk Reddy.
Speaking of new band names, so I was with my band yesterday. We were playing for this festival thing at my college, and we're back again tomorrow and Thursday for Year 10 Taster Days. We're providing the entertainment. And I've got my mate Hermione, who I was going to sleepover with, and she came to watch us, and then we went back to hers. And she was like, "You can't just keep calling yourself nameless. You need to get a name." And I thought, well, what should we call ourselves? Because earlier that morning we all spoken, and we're like, "Guys, should we carry this on into next year and actually be a proper band?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it. Let's get something going and try and get into Chorley Live, which is the local festival." So me and my mate were bouncing ideas off each other, and I can't remember where it got to. I think we were kind of doing things that rhymed, and I said, "The Twizzlers." And she's like, "You should be called that." And I'm like, "No, I was joking." Next thing I know, she's gone on the group chat, renamed it the Twizzlers. gone on Instagram, got pictures of us all, introducing the Twizzlers. And I'm like, everyone's just going to think we're obsessed with American Candy. And she said, you can pay me an American Candy for the name.
Okay.
Like,
and it's kind of pink. It's not really pink, but it's kind of pink, a Twizzler. But if it's not set in stone yet, I'm going to put in Punk Ready. Punk Ready. Punk Ready. Yeah. Okay. You already have your mascot, Punk. So yes, I could see that. Okay. But there's now. I'm looking at. Is there a picture of Punk out there?
That is. It's usually on the end of my post somewhere. If it's a video, I kind of put it up. It's between that and the logo though. But that is. Wait, where is it? On the 10th of July in my calendar, it's written that I'm going to do a Punk introduction, which is 3 weeks after the single came out, and it's going to have a picture of Punk, its characteristics, personality, where the name came from, loads of pictures of Punk in different colours. So there is going to be a whole introduction post.
Okay, I'm looking at your Facebook and I see the pinkness on the banner, but I didn't see anything about Punk on there. But yeah, I like your pink. That you have a good branding, and I think that's what the you have to come up with something and stick with it forever and ever. I'm KeysDAN from the Florida Keys, and if you knew, I'm thousands and thousands of miles away from the Florida Keys now. That's where I lived for a long time, but it followed me, and that's my brand, I guess, is KeysDAN. So yeah. If it's not Lydia Reddy, as a person, then yes, whatever you come up with, you might already be branded as the Twizzlers. It might have already happened.
I think it's just a temporary name.
Okay.
I hope it is.
We'll call it a placeholder for now. But okay, there's more to it. You're gigging like the studio. Give shout outs to the studio. Let's go ahead and wind this thing down. I don't want this to be the last time that we talk, but I've gotten an idea. We've gotten an idea, my listener and I, of who Lydia Reddy is. And this is the ground floor. You're ready to go. I know I've seen it before. You've had other interviews. You're a rising star. You're a star on the rise. I think that's the way things get put in words, but I'm so excited that we're here now, and I'm excited to follow you on your career. So become a stalker of Lydia Reddy. Okay, no, but what's the studio that you've been recording? Who's been helping you along the way?
So it's called Clubhouse Audio in Blackburn, and yeah, they're called Imogen and James. Their studio used to be called Ash House, and my brother's gone there for years. So, of course, I had to go there. They're some of our favourite people. We get on like a house on fire now. We're pretty much second family at this point. Just laugh with them all the time. We're really close to them, but they're also so good at what they do. And they can do so many different styles because they do my stuff, but then they've done Jacob's new thing, which is so different. And they've done one of my songs, which is actually quite a bit different as well. And I'm trying to figure out which is going to be the third and which is going to be the fourth to come out, but it's one of those. And they've got a really good way of working as well. You've got James. They're both in a band together, Imogen and James. And James is a drummer, so he puts the drums down on any tracks if you want. And he does a lot of the main mixing. And then Imogen works on synths, and she gets all the singing parts working. And auto-tunes any bits that need auto-tuning and things like that. And she goes, it's like she can just hear harmonies and things you'd never think of. And she goes, just try this. And you try it and it sounds perfect.
That is a good team. There are musicians that know music, but they also have a good ear for mixing. They did that song, a high bit of justice. I mean, I don't know how much input you had. What did you bring to turn this town around? Did you have it all written and the melody? Did you have it all sketched out? Did you have sheet music for them to play or for them to put down? What did you have?
So I had the song itself, and then I had the lyrics with the chords over it. I sent that through. I showed how I wanted it to kind of be played on the piano. Then Imogen found a good synth sound, and she put that in. And I kind of tapped a little, and James, I think there's an actual word for that on the drums, and he goes, "All right, cool." Goes in, plays it, perfect. Comes back out, and kind of goes from there.
See, that is an excellent team to have. Fantastic. I'm glad that we got through that. It's good to give credit where credit is due, because we can't do this all on our own. You have your brother that kind of gave you inspiration to get on stage. You have your parents that gave you inspiration in their ways, for the performance and, the background and the creativeness. There's so much that came before to make Lydia Reddy who you are today and what you're going to become. All right, and you say you're gigging regularly. You did a couple of gigs last week, and you got one tomorrow. Where can people find you? I mean, besides online, I want them to know where to find you online and how you want to be contacted for like collaborations and stuff, because people are going to want to sing with you. They're going to want to jump on this bandwagon too, the Lydia Reddy bandwagon, and become a part of the show, but and have you part of their projects. But where can people get out of their houses and go see Lydia Reddy play with the Twizzlers? Not the Twizzler. Punk Reddy. Okay.
So the two things in the next 2 days are at college, so I couldn't really get in there. This is the most anticlimactic answer ever, but I've kind of done all the gigs now. I'm hoping to hear back from 2 pubs that have both said they'll book me. One is Pearson's in Chorley. They said they want me there for Chorley Live to do a set, which is in October. And then there's the Dog Inn in Belthorne. I did a little festival thing for young musicians there a few days ago, and they said they'll be in touch. So you should see something about that coming up. In terms of things for myself with my own music, there's going to be long time away, but 17th of April next year, one of the big Manchester venues. I'm thinking either the Deaf Institute, Gulliver's, or I've forgotten the name of the other one, but it's between 3 venues, and I need to figure out which would be the best fit.
Oh my goodness, it's hard to be you, that you could you have so many to choose from. Oh my goodness, I got 3 gigs in the same weekend. Which one will I do? Oh, if I could have those problems, that's great. And who's helping you to book these gigs? What is Gary Hancock doing for you?
So yeah, they're getting me a lot of promotion and opportunities. I've had radio interviews like this and a lot of radio plays, which is crazy because I didn't think I'd get any. And I actually got this review the other week as well, which was really nice because I've never had a review before on my own stuff, only on my old band songs. So that was great. As for gigs, it's usually either someone that I know personally, like whenever I'm at Pearson's, I work at a place near where I live. It's a cafe and bar, and they used to own that. They've moved on now, but I play at their new pub. And then I kind of, any opportunities for open mics I go along to, and I usually get gigs through that, or some places that my brother plays, because he gigs every Friday, Saturday, sometimes on a Sunday. So he's got a lot of connections. So I'm kind of using them.
All right. Well, Lydia Reddy, you've gotten to this level on your own pretty much. To get you to that next level, you have to have a team built up. Sounds like you've got a good group of people around you that are going to help you go further and further and further. And there's ways you can make a living doing this show, this business we call show. You can, do parties every weekend, make a little bit of money, stay within a 50-mile radius of your house, or you can tour all over the world. Do you have an idea do you want this music to take you all over the world at this point? Or are you okay to stay within 50 miles of your house?
I would love to go all around the world. And if that's not going to be through my own music, maybe I could just once in a while be a singer on a cruise ship or something.
Yeah. I mean, you might take a gig as a backup singer. Mariah Carey was a backup singer from Brenda K. Starr. Now, I've worked with Brenda K. Starr down in Miami, and she had that song, I Still Believe. That was Brenda K. Starr's song, but then Mariah Carey sang that song, and she made it into the stratosphere. So you might consider, maybe being a backup singer for someone else. Yeah. Maybe they need a bass with your low voice.
Please. I've got so much practice of doing lower harmonies. You wouldn't understand. I never do the tune. I'm used to it.
And they'll be looking at you saying, I'm sorry, we need a man here. I could be a man. I could do the man bass. No problem. No, that's fantastic. No, it's good to know the person behind the song. Lydia Reddy, I know we pretty much scratched the surface of who you are, but I think we got an idea of where you want to be and where you want to go. Where do they find you on social media? I think I found a few of your socials. I got your Instagram and your Facebook. Your YouTube, you don't have a YouTube. You have a topic. Make yourself a YouTube page. That way people can have a page to subscribe. But, and I think I got your SoundCloud and your X as well. X, I hate it. It's Twitter. Okay, it's Twitter.
I just got it because I got told I needed to get it. I've done like one post on it. I should probably do more, but no one actually follows me. YouTube, I really wanted a YouTube account, and my dad kept trying to persuade me not to get one, saying it'd be useless. So now I'm going to play this one bit of the interview being like, told you.
Well, YouTube, that's how Justin Bieber got his start. And was it Nicki Minaj might have started there as well? A lot of people, hey, now that YouTube came out in the 2000, if I'm just a little after 2000, and people were able to put their own stuff out there. Oh, you're telling me I can't be on your platform? That's okay. I'll make my own. Bam. Yeah. Okay? There's nobody going to stop Lydia Reddy from doing what you want to do. And, whether it be, journalism or music or a little bit of both. Maybe you'll be the singing interviewer, the singing journalist. I could see that. It's possible. All right, Lydia Reddy. Let's finish this things off. I don't want this to be the last time that we talk, but I usually finish these things off with last words for the people. This could be words to live by, something you heard a long time ago. Maybe your grandma told you, maybe a mantra you wake up with. Every morning you have mantras all over all your social media pages, or just whatever pops into your head at this moment in time. Lydia Reddy, give the last words for the people.
Just like my Instagram bio, go out there and make sure to find the melody in every moment, because life is nothing without music.
Well, there you have it, party people. Lydia Reddy. What a cool chick. Man, so good. So ready to take off. I mean, Lydia, you're already doing it. You're already putting the music out there. You're already getting the building blocks, and everything is getting built. And you have a good foundation, and you're ready to build this skyscraper into the stratosphere. Did I mix metaphors? Maybe a little bit. But either way, your music is great, and you're great, and you have a good head on your shoulders. You said, I needed to learn how to accompany myself. Let me learn how to play guitar and piano. You went and did it, okay? Took a couple lessons and then taught yourself the rest. You knew that you needed more than this a cappella. You needed to be able to accompany yourself. That's fantastic. And if you don't have yourself, you got your brother and you got your mom and dad, and they're backing you up as well. That's so cool. You have your family together, friends that that you have fun with, and they're supporting you as well. Lydia Reddy, yes, the people are ready for you. As your teacher joked, yes, you are ready for what's next, ready to keep this thing going, ready to sing some more songs, ready to gig, ready to see what life has in store for you. I think you're going to be on television. I think you're going to be in the movies. I think you're going to be in plays. Whether you know how to dance or not, you're going to be out there. You're going to be doing what your mom either did. I think she low-key has been in movies and television. She just didn't tell you anything about that. Or maybe she hasn't. maybe she'll help you figure out how to do this as well. But the world is yours. You know, the sky's the limit. Lydia Reddy, thank you so much for being on the What Makes You Famous podcast. I appreciate it. That's it for this edition of What Makes You Famous. Now, if you, yes, you, my loyal listener, if you'd like to tell your story, I encourage you to give me a call, 501-470-6386, or email keysdan@aol.com. That's it for me. It's KeysDAN, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.